The old opera house stood at the heart of the city, a testament to a bygone era. Its grand facade, adorned with intricate carvings and majestic columns, whispered stories of grandeur and splendor. But behind its opulent exterior, the opera house held a secret that had remained hidden for decades. It was said that a phantom roamed the labyrinthine halls of the opera house. Some believed it was the restless spirit of a former musician, while others whispered that it was a creature of darkness, drawn to the haunting melodies that echoed through the building. Regardless of the truth, one fact remained certain. The opera house was shrouded in mystery and fear. Amelia had heard the tales since she was a child. Her grandmother used to tell her stories about the phantom, their voices hushed in the dim glow of the fireplace. But to Amelia, they were just that, stories. She had always been fascinated by the opera house, captivated by its beauty and the allure of its past. As an aspiring opera singer, she dreamed of performing on its legendary stage. One crisp autumn morning, Amelia received an unexpected letter. It was an invitation to audition for a role in the opera house's upcoming production of La Traviata. Her heart raced with excitement as she read the letter. Her dreams of singing in the Grand Theatre suddenly within reach. The day of the audition arrived, and Amelia stepped into the opera house for the first time. The interior was just as magnificent as she had imagined, with gilded balconies, velvet drapes, and a chandelier that sparkled like 1,000 diamonds. As she walked through the hallways, she could almost hear the echoes of applause from performances long past. Her audition went smoothly, and the director, a stern but fair man named Monsieur Lefebvre, seemed impressed by her performance. "You have a remarkable voice, mademoiselle," he said, his eyes glinting with approval. "We would be honored to have you join our production." Amelia's heart soared. She could hardly believe her luck. As she left the opera house that evening, she felt a sense of fulfillment she had never known before. She had finally taken her first step toward her dream. Rehearsals began the following week, and Amelia quickly settled into her new routine. The cast and crew were welcoming, and she felt a camaraderie she had longed for in her previous endeavors. But as the days passed, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She would catch glimpses of shadows out of the corner of her eye, and at times she could swear she heard faint whispers echoing through the empty corridors. One evening, as Amelia practiced her aria alone on the stage, she heard a soft, haunting melody drifting through the air. It was a beautiful, yet sorrowful tune that sent shivers down her spine. She looked around, but the theater was empty. The melody grew louder, and she felt an inexplicable urge to follow it. The music led her through the winding hallways and down a narrow staircase she had never noticed before. At the bottom, she found herself in a dimly lit chamber, the walls lined with old sheet music and forgotten instruments. In the center of the room stood a grand piano, its keys moving seemingly of their own accord. As she approached the piano, the music stopped abruptly, and the room fell into an eerie silence. A figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in darkness. Amelia's breath caught in her throat as she realized she was face to face with the legendary Phantom. The figure stepped forward, and she could see his face clearly for the first time. He was not the monstrous creature she had imagined, but a man with piercing eyes and a sorrowful expression. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I am Eric," he replied, his voice a deep, resonant baritone. "The one they call the Phantom." Amelia's fear gave way to curiosity. "Why are you here?" she asked. "Why do you haunt this place?" Eric sighed, his gaze distant. "This opera house was once my sanctuary," he said. "I was a composer, a musician, but my face is a curse. The world shunned me, and I found solace in the shadows. I created music that no one would hear, melodies that would never be performed." "But your music is beautiful," Amelia said softly. "It deserves to be heard." A flicker of hope crossed Eric's face. "Do you truly believe that?" he asked. "Yes," she replied, her voice steady. "I want to help you. Let your music be part of our performance." For the first time, Eric smiled. It was a sad, fleeting smile, but it was filled with gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for giving my music a chance." From that day on, Eric and Amelia worked together in secret, weaving his haunting melodies into the fabric of La Traviata. As they collaborated, a bond formed between them, a bond of mutual respect and understanding. Eric's music brought a new depth to the production, and Amelia's voice breathed life into his compositions. The night of the premiere arrived, and the opera house was filled to capacity. The air was electric with anticipation. As the orchestra began to play, Amelia took her place on the stage, her heart pounding with nervous excitement. She glanced toward the shadows where Eric stood, hidden from view, and gave him a reassuring smile. The performance was a resounding success. The audience was captivated by the haunting beauty of the music, and Amelia's voice soared through the theater, carrying the emotions of the story to every corner of the room. As the final notes faded, the audience erupted into applause, their cheers echoing through the opera house. Backstage, the cast and crew celebrated their triumph. Monsieur Lefebvre approached Amelia, his eyes shining with pride. "You were magnificent, mademoiselle," he said. "Your voice, the music, it was all perfect." Amelia smiled, but her thoughts were with Eric. She slipped away from the celebration and made her way to the hidden chamber where they had first met. Eric was there, his eyes filled with tears. "You did it," he said softly. "You brought my music to life." "We did it," Amelia corrected him. "Your music deserves to be heard by the world. You don't have to hide anymore." Eric shook his head. "The world is not ready for someone like me," he said. "But knowing that my music has touched even a few hearts is enough for me." Amelia's eyes filled with tears. "You are not a monster, Eric," she said. "You are a brilliant composer and a kind soul. Don't let the world make you believe otherwise." Eric smiled, a genuine smile this time. "Thank you, Amelia," he said. "You have given me a gift I can never repay." As they stood together in the dimly lit chamber, Amelia knew that their bond was something special, something that transcended the physical world. Eric might always remain a phantom in the eyes of others, but to her, he was a friend, a mentor, and a kindred spirit. In the weeks that followed, La Traviata continued to be a sensation, drawing audiences from far and wide. Eric's music became a cornerstone of the production, and though he remained hidden, his presence was felt in every note. Amelia's career flourished, but she never forgot the man in the shadows who had helped her find her voice. She often visited the hidden chamber, bringing news of the outside world and sharing moments of music and laughter with Eric. Years passed, and the opera house remained a place of wonder and magic. The legend of the Phantom lived on, but those who truly knew the story understood that it was not a tale of fear and darkness, but of friendship, redemption, and the enduring power of music. And so, the Phantom of the Opera House continued to weave his melodies from the shadows, his music a testament to the beauty that can be found in even the most hidden corners of the world.